Hello guys! So today we continue exploring this amazing Solus OS distro, and I'm gonna show you how you can set it up for gaming this time. It's not gonna be that complicated. Actually, it's pretty easy to set it up. At least I'm gonna show you what I do, which, well, it's not that much. You'll see in a minute. And well, at the end, I'm gonna show you how a few of my favorite games running, and you will be sold on this distro. So, without further introduction, let's get to it. Okay, so let's start with installing a few packages and programs. How you do that? Just go to the software center and go to the search, of course, and look for wine. It's the first very important package, and it should be the first one. Yes, it's right here. Just click here and click install. It's gonna need you to confirm the installation. Just click install one more time, and you have to enter your password. This should not take too long, and in a seconds, come on, a couple more seconds. Alright, and it's done. Now it's very important to find this package, the wine-32-bit. This is the 32-bit libraries for wine. You will have to need to install this too. Just open it and click install. The same thing. See how many more packages are coming with this. This is because running wine under Linux, it requires, well, it requires it, yes, it requires the 32-bit libraries. So once again, just click install to confirm the installation. This time you will be not asked for password because it's, well, you already entered it a few minutes ago. This may take a few more seconds than the last one. Alright, and this is done now. Another package, well, actually this is program now. Of course, we are talking about Steam. Just look for Steam and it should be the first one that comes up. Of course it is. It's right here. Once again, just open it and click install. Confirm the installation with clicking install one more time. And again, this should take a few seconds. Be patient, please. Alright, and Steam is already installed. Let's get back. And the last package you need is Lutris. Just look for Lutris, Lutris. Click. Alright, and the only package that is available with this name. Of course it is. Just one more time. Click to open it, click to install it. Once more, click install to confirm the installation and wait a few seconds. Okay, Lutris is now installed, and believe it or not, this is all you need to start with gaming on Solus OS. It's easy, isn't it? Now let's get to my system that is installed, and I'll show you what little tweaks I do on Steam and Lutris, and I'll show you a few games that are running flawlessly on Linux and Solus OS. Okay, so we are now on my real hardware and the real installation of Solus OS. I'm gonna show you little quick basic things that I do with Steam and Lutris, and after that, gaming. So as you can see, I have already installed Steam and it's running. Now you have to just open it. Here you go. Now go to the Steam, find the settings. The first thing I want to show you is just go to the downloads and go on the bottom. Now here the shader pre-caching, usually the allow background processing of Vulkan shaders, it's turned off. I do recommend you to turn it on, although it's not necessary. This is how I prefer it. What shader pre-caching is, or Vulkan shaders are? Well, basically this is how to explain it easy. Shaders are used for variety of things. To be used under Linux, they need to be compiled usually using LLVM, or on the newer versions of Mesa using ACO as shader compilers. Now, before you start some of your favorite games on Steam, you may see this shader pre-caching starting. Sometimes it takes slower, sometimes it takes faster. You have the option to skip it. If you decide to skip it because you have no the patience or nor the time to wait for the pre-caching to finish, then you need this option to be turned on. What this means is when you start the game, this shader pre-caching or Vulkan shaders, they gonna start compiling while you play the game. I do not recommend it, but it's optional. What does that do? Is this is one of the solutions that DXVK, which is the underlying project used in Proton, which is a basically Steam developed version of Wine and some fixing so more of the Windows games can run under Linux. So they came up with this idea that is saving the shaders that is encountering during the game's runtime in a file, a text file, which is, well, basically it's a shader cache, and when it encounters an updated driver stack and therefore unevaluated compiled shaders, it can recompile them ahead of time based on the shader cache. An additional benefit is also that the shader caches can be shared because they are essentially, well, just text files. So what are the benefits? Basically, this actually, if you start if you skip it before you start the game, they can affect the gameplay. Depends on the variety factors, but well, personally I just don't do that. I am trying to be patient because compiling the shaders during gameplay, it takes a little longer, it takes a little more CPU usage, which, well, basically it's not the perfect experience. But once again, I spent too much time here, so let's continue. This is your personal choice here. So let's get to the storage. If you are like me and you are using another hard drive for saving all your games, this is the place you can, well, basically add it. Just click to the add drive and select where your drive is located. In my case, it's here in data home, and the folder it's called games. I have already did that, as you can see here, and all my games and protons and wines are already here. So the last thing I want to show you in Steam is the compatibility tab. Basically, I click this and turn it on. This is enable Steam Play for all other titles. Basically, this enables you if you want to try some Windows games that are not tested yet, that are not verified. You have the personal choice to start and try them on the Proton version of Steam. So basically that's all you have to do under Steam. Like I said, this is pretty basic. It's not really necessary for running your games. But anyway, let's continue with the Lutris. Let's open Lutris. Okay, I have account here. You are not expected to have account, but if you do, that's even better, I think. But the first thing what I do after I install Lutris, it's just come here, down here where it says Wine, click on this button, manage versions, and I usually what I do is just click on the installing the last two versions of the Wine, and as you can see I already have installed them, but there is a new version which is perfect. I'm gonna click install and wait for the installation to finish. Why I do that? Because some of the games that I install under Lutris, you can see them here, they they usually tend to come with the installation with some older Wine version, which well typically comes with some problems. And when I install the newer version, I have the option to check before installing and running the game. So alright, this is already done. Just click OK. You have the latest and greatest version of Wine and Proton. Now the other thing that I do once again is just click here and go to the preferences. Well, basically I'm not touching pretty much anything here. The only thing I do is just go to the global options. Once again, I have another hard drive that keeps all my games. This is where I have added it. Once again, I'm gonna show you. Now this is the folder Lutris. Just basically click OK. I have already done that, and well, that's all I do. Again, it's pretty easy. Now, well, let's get to the gaming. Okay, and the first game that I like to show you, it's the Elder Scrolls Online. Let's start it up. It's gonna take a few seconds just to load. Alright, so here we are in game. This is the Elder Scrolls Online. This is one of my characters, and as you can see, the game it's running pretty awesome and flawless. You can see down here on the bottom it's running and keeping pretty much around 90 or 100 frames per second, which is pretty good for that kind of a game. This is MMORPG, which is an online gaming and takes a lot of resources. So let's just run a little a while. Okay, it's pretty responsive, as you can see. It runs flawlessly again. I really love it. Let's go and see a little fighting we can do, just to see it's pretty good. I think there's some enemies waiting for me up on the beach over there. Let's go and check them out. Oh yeah. Alright. Don't mind me, I'm not the best gamer ever, but, well, the most important thing is, of course, having fun, isn't it? Uh-oh, uh-oh. What the hell? Alright. This is awesome. Alright. Let's kill some more of these guys. Cool. Okay, I think this is enough. Let's get to the next game of my list that I like to show you. Oh, come on, leave me alone. Oh, I like this maple. Anyway, okay. Let's get to the next game in my list. I'll see you in a bit, guys. Okay, and the next game I like to show you, it's more recent. This is the New World. I have really into this game a while back. Now I don't have the time to play it that much, but let's see. It's gonna take a little longer to load because, well, New World loads. Even on Windows it loads a little longer. So I'll see you in a minute when we are in game. Alright guys, we are finally in the game. This is one of my characters. Let's run around a little bit. As you can see here, well, there is some dropping of frames, but the game is really playable. Even I tried it for a little bit on Windows and it's not that much of a difference. So, at least for my hardware, of course. But as you can see, the game is running pretty well. Now, if you remember what I told you about the Vulkan shaders, this game, I think it's pretty heavy on compiling these shaders, and of course while it's doing that it may look like hiccups here and there, but if you run it for a while you see how much better it gets. You see that? Now, getting into town, it's whole another story, you'll see in a second. especially if the town is very populated. Now it's almost prime time and there is a lot of people running this game, and as you can see, the frames on the top right corner, it's dropping off dramatically, but still the game it's pretty playable if you ask me. Plus this is pretty new game compared to the rest of them, and of course it's not the best, but as I said, running it for a while, waiting for the shaders to compile, to finish compiling, that's gonna help, and you will barely notice any of these hiccups later. Now I'm not gonna spend too much time playing this game right now, and I want to show you the next game on my list before we end up this video. So let's get to it. Okay, and the last game I would like to show you is Guild Wars 2. So let's launch it. It's gonna take a few minutes to load, so I'll come back with you again when I'm in game. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, and we are in game with one of my characters. This is my Char Ranger. This is a project I am trying to do currently, but anyway, so as you can see, this game runs pretty well as well. No problems, even fighting some weird creatures here. And that's all I wanted to show you. Linux, specifically even this distro Solus that the video is on about right now, but it's not only about Solus, it's about all Linux distros currently. They are able to run most of the games that are running Windows right now. Alright. Yes. Let's kill some bad guys. Come here. Yes. Die. So anyway, I got distracted again. This is all I wanted to show you. The game it's running flawlessly, as you can see, no problems at all. And it's not only on Solus OS, it's most of the Linux distros you can find. You're gonna have the same success. Just this distro, it's so much better, it's faster, it's way better than most of the distros, or this is just opinionated based of course, but I want you to try it, see it for yourself, see if you like it. Of course it runs pretty good on my hardware, but your hardware may vary, so it's not an exact science, but try it. It costs you nothing, just a little bit of time. Explore the distro, try it and see what you think about it. Now I'm gonna end up the video here because I don't want to be too long. I don't wanna bore you guys too much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!